healing my body, because if I heal my body, you're gonna have to listen to me. Because obviously I know something, right?
You bet. Yeah. And we got Joe back here, Isaac. Otherwise known as Joe, a.k.a. Joe. Are the demons running amok while God eats his popcorn? What's going on?
Nah, dude, I'm paying close attention. I'm learning. Yeah.
So when I go down to the jungle and I take ayahuasca, people think that you're like taking ayahuasca to blast out in the universe and feel infinite love. I mean, that does happen sometimes. But for me, 90% of the time when I take ayahuasca, it's for spiritual warfare. There's something about the human body that when these things start shooting thoughts into your head, that it gets stored in your body. Your body's like an energetic warehouse. And ayahuasca is one of the few medicines or tools out there that you can use to perturb your consciousness in order to fight these things and get them out of you. Because that little energetic mass of whatever they're hiding in your gut from the food you've eaten, it's like a parasite. That's really a way to think of it. You got to get the parasite out of your body, and then the parasite stops affecting your mind. And the more and more you think their thoughts, the more and more mass they're able to accumulate in your gut. And then, yeah, it cannot get pretty. I've seen some pretty scary things that there's no point in sharing. Because that's what these things want. They want you to be afraid of them. They want to come around and you like feel helpless, powerless. That you have to like fall for their tricks all the time, fall into depression. So a lot of what I've been having to learn lately is like mental strength, like developing a lot of calluses in my mind so that when these things try to drag me into these emotional holes, I got the strength to either grab on the edge and pull myself back out, throw a ladder over it, cross over, or maybe have some agility and sneak around it. But that's pretty much what these things are trying to do all day, every day, to every single human being. And you pretty much have like a team. Every human being has a team of these things that are just trying to irritate you, just trying to put you in the hole, trying to make you mad at the people you love. And another important thing, too, is you got to realize they're way, way smarter than any human being alive. I was told by one of the medicine men that these things live for 1,000+ years. So what they do is they watch, what they've been doing is they watch your great-grandpa, and then they watch your grandpa, and then they watch you. This kind of goes in the topic of generational trauma. So what happens is these things, when you're born, right, and the same thing happened to your mom, the same thing happened to her mom, but that nasty entity, it's going to cause some rage to come up in your parent. And that rage causes an emotional hole to open up within you. And then that's how it moves. It moves from your parent to your kid, parent to kid, aka generational trauma. And that's how a lot of these things get into people, is they get into one person, and who knows how it originally started, but that person does something horrible to another person, which causes an emotional hole to open in their energy field, and then that thing swims through, and then the cycle keeps going and going and going. So we need a lot of strong people out there right now, because what it seems like to me is like these things are sending a full-on brigade at humanity, and they're starting to display it in front of humanity, and it's kind of crazy just the people that fall for it. I don't think humanity is in a really good place right now, and I don't think a lot of us know what's going on, and a lot of people don't seem to care what's going on. And you don't realize that you're just cattle for some nasty, unseen species that is envious that you have life. And they don't think that you deserve it. Even though God gave it to you. The whole mighty creator of the universe gave it to you. And it's crazy how that we can start to believe the thoughts that these things put in our heads, where like we start thinking our lives aren't valuable anymore, or that the people around us don't love us, or there's nothing to live for. Like, you pay attention to everything on planet Earth, all the life, all of it is trying its dang hardest to keep going and keep living. But humans are the only ones that we can be like, nah, it's too hard. I give up. And I know that one well, man. It's been a really, really hard journey. One of the jokes around here is I'm Job from the Bible, right? And if you don't know the story of Job, pretty much Satan went to God and was like, you know your follower Job down there? The only reason he likes you is because you give him everything. God pretty much at that point is like, okay, well, have full range at him. Just attack him all day, He loses his land, he loses his cattle, he gets boils on his skin, and he has to go through this process to return back to God. And at the end of it, he's rewarded with like 3x of everything that he had before. And I could sometimes feel like I'm being punished, but then there's a part of me that's like, hey, you chose this, man. Like, and I feel like all that attacks that I go through and all the shit that I go through, these things coming at me, because I'll tell you, they do not want me healing my body. Because if I heal my body, you're going to have to listen to me. Because obviously I know something, right? But yeah, that all these attacks and whatnot, I think God just wants me to be a really strong individual. For me, I have one person in particular, but I have a couple people too. I got a handful of people, I'll be honest, handful of people that really, really got my back and like have walked through this before me. And man, it seems so free to be on the other side of all of this. And I think a lot of people are missing that. And when they meet someone that has that conscious freedom, man, they're striked. Like Jesus, he was able to walk in a room and like everyone could notice him. And not because he wanted them to notice him, it's just that spirit, that presence within him. It's something that every human being wants desperately. We all want to feel peace inside. Most of the time we just do all the wrong things trying to find it. But anyways, people, this was kind of a little ramble. I'm just going to throw it all together, see how you like it. Peace.